Happy day, everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about the astro weather for the week, Tuesday the 4th through Tuesday the 11th. We had a new moon over the weekend. We had a new year over the weekend. So this is such a lovely, beautiful time to use some of that fresh start, that clean slate energy to ramp up the things that you want to build, and to think about the things you want to build and create, and what you want from this lunar cycle and what you want from this year. So since the new moon happened over the weekend, that was when it was dark. There was no light in the sky at nighttime. Now every day that passes, there's going to be a little bit more and a little bit more light. So we're in the waxing stage of the moon. The moonlight is growing, and that means our energy levels are growing. That means we're going to have a little bit more energy to put out. This is the time to grow. This is the time for action, for doing. That's what we're going to focus on for the next 2 weeks is how we can put ourselves in positions to take actionable steps to move in the direction that we want to move in. So that will be reflected in any way that you can care for yourself. So fitness, exercise, this is the best time to do your hard workouts, to challenge yourself, to sweat, to push yourself. Even if you don't feel like it, this is the time where it's really beneficial for ourselves, and also just to make sure we cover all the bases, that we do the strength, so our bodies can stay strong and healthy. And then once the moon is waning again, will be the time for rest and recuperation and stretching and that more quiet approach to exercise. In terms of skincare, this is the ideal time for lots of hydration. It's the ideal time for lots of nourishing, lots of building. So do your nourishing skincare exercises, routines. Put on your lotions, your creams, your oils. Do your facial steams, do that kind of stuff. Let's see, nutrition wise, this is a good time it's a time for building. I feel like a broken record. I've said that a bunch of times. But being mindful of what we put into our bodies from the perspective that food is fuel. So what we're ingesting is what our body is rebuilding with. So be mindful. Opt for your food options that are the least processed. There's a lot of health food out there that is super processed and super bad for you. So let's keep things really simple. Let's keep things, fruits, veggies, beans, healthy meats that are not the grocery store kind. Maybe go to a butcher and seek out meats if you're a meat eater that are grass-fed and grass-finished, and they don't have a whole bunch of hormones pumped into their bodies. In terms of work and self-development, this is ideal for getting clear, for taking steps, for scheduling the meetings, for whether it's meetings with your friends or meetings in your place of work that are going to propel your work forward. So with all of that, I think we can get a really big sense of this time for building, for nourishing, for taking action, for exerting. And of course, as the moon is growing, all of the other planets are moving. They're having relationships with each other in terms of the geometry between them. So there will be days that you feel a little bit slower and a little bit less like exerting yourself. And it's okay. It's okay to slow down. You can still be really deliberate and really action-oriented, even if you're not moving 100 miles an hour. So let's dig in. Today, Tuesday the 4th and Wednesday the 5th, we have the sun in Capricorn and the moon in Aquarius. Capricorn is earth, Aquarius is air. When you add the two together, you can get this really heady energy where we think Capricorn is very success motivated and results motivated, and they have their high expectations about what they want. And Aquarius can be a little bit stubborn. It can want to do things its own way without any kind of influence, without any kind of advice. And so those two energies paired together can almost leave us in this like paralyzed state where we know what needs to be done, we know what we want to do, and we can't stop thinking about it. We can't stop the wheels in our head from spinning and spinning and spinning so much that we kind of get paralyzed and don't even know what steps to take forward. Mars, the planet of action and exertion and energy, and our warrior, our masculine energy, is in a fire sign still. It's in Sagittarius. So if you find yourself stuck in your head, if you find yourself cycling around or get that like analysis paralysis, go do something to break up your energy. So fiery things would be, it could be a workout, it could be something to make you sweat and exert. It doesn't even need to be that far. I mean, if you stand up, do some jumping jacks, get your blood moving, do like that action will help to get the wheels in your head from spinning so much that you can't take action. Call on Mars to help you take action. Do an explosive workout and then formulate some actionable steps. So once you're able to kind of shift from these spirals or this circular thinking or this like fixation inside your head, once we can break that, then we can start to lay out foundations for how to move forward. So just notice yourself Tuesday, Wednesday. If you do get trapped into some like tornado in your head, stop it, just stop. Do some jumping jacks, do some crunches, do some bridges, like run up and down the stairs a couple times. Use your connection to Mars in the fire sign to help. To bring yourself back into real time, so we're not just swirling around through what ifs, possibilities, outcomes, all that stuff in our heads. Thursday, January 6th through Saturday morning, the 8th, we have the Sun in Capricorn, the Moon in Pisces. So this is an earth and water combination. Capricorn is earth, Pisces is water. When we add earth and water together, we get mud. We get a more still energy. It's kind of like imagine walking through waist deep water. Yes, you can still get where you're going, but there's a little bit more resistance. It's a little bit more difficult to move versus being out like in an open field or on a sidewalk. So just notice if you feel any slowness, if you feel any different from Tuesday, Wednesday. The Moon in Pisces, it's very creative, it's very intuitive, and it can tend to want to look for an escape. It can be almost like a psychological escape artist, and that can mean, of course, like drinking or drugs or something like that to really like take you out of this reality that we're living in. It can also look like daydreaming or just like being so trapped in your thought of what ideals are that you can just opt to be in this imaginary world rather than the one that's right here, right now. So that's kind of more of like the worst way that this energy can express itself. The best way this energy can express itself is that it's really good for blending structure with creativity. So if we have this extra heightened ability to be able to recognize like what our ideal world is or what our dream is, and we can get that like creative and flowy and like in a perfect world, this is ... X, Y, Z, A, B, C, whatever. The Sun in Capricorn gives us the ability to create foundational stepping stones through our outward expression. And then the Moon in Pisces helps us to dream up our ideal visions and get really creative. So when we marry the two together, creativity and structure, we have this ability to bring the daydreams down into reality because suddenly we know how to get there. We know what actionable steps to take in order to pull our dreams down to reality. So Thursday through Saturday morning, do your best to blend creativity with structure and just see what happens, see what comes up for you. Saturday morning through Monday morning, we've got the Sun in Capricorn and we've got the Moon in Aries. This is also the first quarter. So it's the day where the moon is half illuminated and half dark. It's a call to action, and it's so perfect because Capricorn is a cardinal sign, and Aries is a cardinal sign. So with cardinal signs, that's all initiatory energy. It's like, I always liken it to the seasons. Aries is the season that marks the beginning of spring, and you cannot stop spring from coming no matter how hard you try. Capricorn is the same way. It marks the beginning of winter. You cannot stop winter from coming no matter what. So blend those two initiatory energies. And the sun, Capricorn, your outer expression, the moon, Aries, your inner expression, and use all of that initiation energy or initiatory energy to keep going on your path, to keep taking deliberate steps that are moving you closer to where you ultimately want to be. Time to take action. It's time to be deliberate. I know sometimes at the first quarter we can feel like half energized and half asleep, and that's okay. Don't let that scare you. Just remember that there is a perfect time of the month to rest and calm down and recuperate. And traditionally, this is the time of the month to take action. So if that helps you to kind of work through any fogginess you may have, or any, I know Moon in Aries can be a little bit sensitive. It's the warrior meeting the emotional body. So when the moon is in Aries, we can be more sensitive to things going on around us, and our fuse is a little bit shorter, our feistiness is a little bit higher, and we can be a little bit more emotionally reactive. So that's okay. Are the steps that you're taking right now moving you closer to or further away from your goals? Just ask yourself that. And if you are feeling sensitive about what you're doing, if you're feeling bossy, if you're feeling pushy, it's a really good day to burn off some emotional steam with a challenging workout. I feel like I'm pushing challenging workouts a lot in this video. But this is the best time of the month to get into them. Monday morning through Wednesday morning, we have the sun in Capricorn and the moon in Taurus, which is a double earth. That's sun is Capricorn is an earth sign, and Taurus is an earth sign. So this is a time to hold your ground, to be consistent with your actions. When there's a lot of earth energy like there is now and into next week, I always picture an elephant, like slowly one foot in front of the other. It takes a lot to deter an elephant from going where it wants to go. You can't really push it. You can't really like manipulate it yourself. It is just going to be boom, 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 boom. And with all the earth in the sky, Monday through Wednesday, we can feel like slowed down. We can feel immovable. But like if you're consistent with your actions, if you continue to make sure that every step that you're taking is taking you one step closer to your goal, your dreams, your ideals. Capricorn and Taurus are very powerful manifestors. They're really strong at using this, like they can bring dreams down to reality. But that's one of their gifts. They have their feet on the ground, and they're grounded, they're earthy, they're practical, they value tangible results and things that like you can measure success with. But they also have this magical element of knowing exactly what to do in order to make their dreams come true. So we can all kind of dip into that a little bit Monday through Wednesday. I know Moon and Taurus can make people feel a little bit like sleepy and like you don't want to do anything and you just want to eat your good foods and take a nap and like have your blankets and stuff, and that's okay. You can still take deliberate and focused actions moving slowly. So just remember that moving fast in the direction of your goals doesn't necessarily mean you'll get there sooner. Just stay the course. Picture that elephant stepping one foot in front of the other, and maybe offer yourself an opportunity to take a nap or to rest or to slow down, as long as it can play into you like having more energy to do things later or tomorrow. So just listen to yourself, notice how you feel. And yeah, we'll talk again next week. Have a good week, everybody.